Hi, Dr. Sean Woods here from The Healing Vibe, teaching my book chapter by chapter. Today we're talking about the pancreas, and probably one of the most abused glands inside of the body today, simply because of the complexity of the foods we eat, the enzyme deficient foods that we eat. We ask so much of our pancreas to help with digestion that many times this gland just gets basically beat up and burn out. And that's why you see many of the diabetic situations that happen today and the inability of the body to handle glucose, to handle sugar. When the pancreas is beat up, you get free-floating glucose through the body, and when that happens for too long, you can really, really hurt the body. So when you start thinking about digestion, keeping everything moving in the right direction is the critical thing to remember. So the pancreas kind of comes, the tail of the pancreas is here where it produces insulin. There's only kind of 1% of the gland that's producing insulin to help with the movement of glucose into cells. This pancreas comes all the way across here, and most of this gland is actually producing digestive enzymes. Amylase for carbohydrates, lipases for fats, proteases for proteins. And these digestive enzymes are actually squirting into the small intestine at the same exact place where the biliary ducts, the biliary tree bile is squirting into the small intestine. Basically, when you're eating food and you have that chyme coming from the stomach that's opening up through the celiac valve and going into the small intestine, the body goes, what's in here? And it kind of reads at what kind of the food contents are in there and squirts in the right amount of bile. The pancreas squirts in the right amount of digestive enzymes, and it starts breaking down our food so that it gets into a million times smaller than the way we ate it, so that it can absorb into the body. So here's a picture of the pancreas here. Here's the liver, the stomach is coming here, and the pancreas is kind of coming across. Here's the tail, the pancreas comes across and inserts its digestive enzymes into the small intestine in those first couple inches, and that is called the sphincter of Oddi. And when I'm working with my patients and I'm restoring their health, this area right here is probably the most toughest area to get moving. It is the most glued up, it is the most congested, and when people are suffering from a plethora of health complications, this area is just, it's simply not working. And you see congestion go back up into the gallbladder, you see congestion go back up into the stomach, congestion goes back up into the pancreas, and these are causing major problems in people. I like to use, early on in care, I like to use digestive enzymes. It's not a product that I use all the time, and it's certainly not a product that somebody should be living on. In my practice, I'm using 10 or 12 different variations of digestive enzymes that help break down food that's sitting in that small and large intestine that's simply causing leaky guts, causing fermentation, causing rancidity. And when these things happen in the body, they cause chronic inflammation, chronic digestive issues, fibromyalgia, many musculoskeletal problems. So the use of digestive enzymes is great in my practice. You can almost think of them as like an aspirin or like an anti-inflammatory, where they go inside of the body. They don't always just work inside the digestive system. They actually go into the musculoskeletal system, they go into the lymphatic system, and they break down undigested food particles and other pieces of things that should simply just not be there. So great anti-inflammatory if you're using them right now to get rid of pain. Not a bad place to start. But you never want to use them for long, because you want to train the pancreas to digest food and to produce its own enzymes, so you don't rely on something else. So as we move on to the next organ, we're going to be talking a little bit about the small intestine. But if these upper GI organs, the pancreas, the stomach, the gallbladder, and the liver, if they don't do their job correctly, when that food hits the small intestine, you're going to see all types of problems start happening.